Traffic optimization strategies. Now, regardless of the traffic technique you've selected, you will always need to know how to optimize it. You can't just set it up and forget about it. That's a surefire way to get mediocre results, assuming you get any results at all. So to get good results, you have to optimize. It's a must. Now, the name of the game when it comes to affiliate marketing is not only to drive traffic, but to select the best traffic and optimize it to convert at a predictable level, a consistent level. If you aren't doing this, then you're playing the game to lose. Here are some ideas for you to think about. Optimization basics. Now, here are the basic steps for optimizing online traffic, and this is a pretty general view because it's designed to cover as many different types of traffic as possible. Now, obviously you need to modify this to be specific to a certain type of traffic, but this gives you an overall idea. Discover what works. The first thing you need to do is put as many different traffic generation things down as you can. This is the only way you're going to see what works best for you. Now, the ones that actually deliver traffic, they work. Then pick the top 5 traffic producers and run with them. Step number 2. Do more of what works. Concentrate on the top 5 that you just picked and either build these up to a point that you can't do any more with it, or find other very similar traffic sources to them and drive traffic from those as well. Basically, do more of what works. Come up with variations. Now that you've got your proven traffic sources, come up with different content or different ways of using that traffic. Mix it up. You should mix it up, but make sure that you track these results with each variation, or you won't know what works and what doesn't. Pick variations that improve results. Now, once you've done this for enough time, it should become clear which things are working and which ones aren't, assuming there are any that work. Now, pick the top 3 of these and forget about the rest. If none of them are working, go back to the beginning and try some different traffic sources. Keep improving on your variations. Now, once you've got traffic that works, you're building it up to as high a level as you can. But you should also come up with variations at the same time. Again, this means you need to have very effective tracking in place. You keep modifying what you're doing to pick the most efficient and effective traffic generation methods you've got. Use an element by element approach. Now, when you're making variations, vary one element at a time. Don't do a total change in one go. For example, say you're using Facebook for traffic. Don't just swap out the ad completely. Start with just changing the headline, for example. Once you've tried out a few different headlines and you can't get any more improvement on that, then move on to the picture. Change that up. See what happens to that. Then after you've done enough on that, change to the summary link or maybe the description. Whatever the case may be, however you approach this, do not change all the elements at one time. Instead, swap out one by one and see what you can get as far as changes in conversion. This is the only way you're going to be able to tell what worked and what didn't. Now, keep optimizing each element until you can't get any more improvement out of it, then move on to the next element. And do this until you've done every single one, and this will be the most optimized ad you can have. Scale up your activities on your optimized traffic sources. Now, what I'm going to tell you about now are optimization strategies customized for the different traffic methods that we've been talking about. So the first one we're going to look at is Facebook ads. Step number 1, do multiple test buys. Run maybe 5 different ads. 3 to 5 ads is perfect. These must look different from each other. They must use different text and go to different URLs. Now, these different URLs are different versions of the same page. You want to see how they convert, and they're different because you're tracking each one to see what's best. You should spend very little money at this stage. A small daily budget per ad is the best idea if you're testing 3 to 5 ads or more. Otherwise, you're going to spend a lot of money and you won't really have anything to show from it if they don't work. Step number 2. Once you've done these tests, pick the winning ad. Pick the best traffic producer at the end of this test and then deactivate everything else. Step number 3. The good old element by element optimization. Change the winning ad element by element. Start with the headline. Make 5 different versions of the ad, each with different headlines. Now run that campaign again and see which one of these variations generates the most traffic. Pick the winner, deactivate the rest, and then change something else in it. This time maybe the picture. Make 5 different adverts with 5 different pictures, run the test again. Pick the winner. Now you've got the winner of the headline and the picture. Now we move on to the description and so on. At the end of this process, you'll be able to have the best possible optimized ad that you could possibly wish for. Step number 4. Scale up your ad buys. Now once you've identified the winning advert, which converts at a predictable and solid level, ramp up your budget and go for it. Google AdWords. Now the secret to Google AdWords is to find keywords and key phrases that have high intent. In other words, by looking at these keywords you can tell that they're a long way in the buying cycle and they're very likely to purchase. Gather as many of these as you can and drive them all to your landing page. Now make sure that you've got Google AdWords and Google Analytics linked so you can tell exactly what's going on. This should help you track the keywords and see which produce the most clicks. Once you've done this, you want to run conversion tests. Step number 1, pick the highest click-through rate keywords. Step number 2, customize your landing page. Change up your landing page so it converts at an optimal rate. You could create completely different landing pages and use them for different keywords, or you can change different elements and work on an element by element basis again. Let these tests run for maybe a week. Step number 3, come up with variations of your winning landing page. Now this you definitely do want to do on an element by element basis. Start with the headline, then the body, the graphics and the call to action. With each test come up with different variations and pick the winning one and then move on with that and make variations on the next element. Step number 4, increase your daily budget. Scale up the amount of traffic you get from Google because you know you're going to be able to convert it. Content-based ad traffic. Now this form of traffic is when you drive stuff to content on maybe your site, and once there it's got graphics, banners and text links. When they click these they're sent through to the offer, the affiliate offer or the product that you're promoting. Now when you're using this method you have to be proactive and you have to customize your content to get the best click-through. Here's a few more ideas for getting traffic from the internet. Newsjacking. Newsjacking is when you find something that's of high interest in the news and is related to your niche, and you use it to get traffic to your offers. Now you can get quite a bit of traffic with this method, especially from news websites and social media, but your content must be kind of news based and it has to be specific for this to work. Email list marketing. With email list marketing, you still do the same variation, testing and winning selections that we've talked about in this video. But when it comes to email list marketing, you want to focus on these 5 things. Your freebie or your front end offer, your squeeze page, the subject lines of the emails you send out, the content of your emails and your call to action. Now additionally, you could also optimize the offers that you're promoting in your emails. Try different ones and see which ones work best with your audience. Review content optimization. Now when you write a review, you want people to hang around on your site for longer times. So not only is your metric for success here the click-throughs, but also the amount of time spent. You should optimize the format of your review content. Pay attention to how you set it up and then come up with different versions of how that review is set up. You could review all sorts of different products and see which ones work. Change up the format and see if it's got an impact on ad click-through, as well as conversions. Once you understand which format's working best for you, you could go around and change your whole site to see if this improves conversions all across the board. Now keep making variations until you find one that's consistent. Video content optimization. Now with video content, you want to try and target as many different keywords that you can related to your niche. There are a lot of different movie makers and software packages out there that allow you to build really good looking videos very quickly and very cheaply. All you do is add different bits of content and sound effects or voiceovers and graphics, and it makes videos out there for you to put up on YouTube. Now the best way to do this is make a lot of different videos based on different keywords. They're all roughly the same, but there's enough difference in there that when you upload it to YouTube, it doesn't see it as a duplicate video and ban it. Now don't go silly with this because you will be seen as a spammer if you just upload hundreds of videos that are basically the same and basically targeting very similar keywords. That's not going to make you any money at all in the long run. But you should target as many different keywords as you feel comfortable with and then see which ones get the most views. Now once you've identified the keywords and videos that get the most views, you can make a much better video for them. You should also use different titles and descriptions to see if this increases your views, as well as your click-through rates. Once you see a video is converting or gets a lot of views, then stick with that one and build on it. You could also try changing the offers in the videos as well. Instead of sending them direct to a product, maybe send them to a squeeze page. Trial and error will see what approach leads to better conversions and then you just do more of the same.